television programs that are actually going across the rivers. Now, these actually, when being chased by, so here on your left, these are our two Maasai ostrich. Now their names, the one there is Haggis to your left, this is Stacy in front. Left hand side, sorry, these are the tapir. Now these are the oldest known mammals in the world. They can be traced back to 35 million years ago. Now these are Eddie, Tallulah and Jessie. Now it's Jessie and Tallulah and Big Eddie's at the back. Now in the wild, when being chased by predator, they will run to the nearest water hole. They will totally submerge themselves in water. And see some of the grey birds look like, just there on your left hand side. Look like booby birds, don't they? Grey little grey fluffy things. Now this year was the concerns energy and of course heat as well. Now in amongst there too, and I can't see any, there is a bird in there which we call sacred ibis. Also in there we have our South American teals, our North American wood duck, and also a white-faced whistling duck. And it's the only duck in the world that doesn't actually quack. It does what it says on the tip. It actually whistles. Make our way up over the hill now just in front of us, and when they're in a tree like that, it's actually called a wake. It's a wake of vultures. And also on your left hand side, if you peer on the ground between the two clumps of trees there, these are our great crested cranes. Now the cranes are, the parents' names are Derek and Marjorie. Through last December, it's nearly a year ago. Where's that year gone? There was a young lady in front of me. She had a brand new 67 plate Ford Focus. When she entered into Safari Arrival, she had 8 parking sensors. When she left Monkey Drive-Through, she only had 3. We paid main part of the tourist door. She only had 3, and it actually cost her £700 to put right. Now we've got babies on our left hand side, guys. I nearly ran one over then, so I've got to be so careful. Now if you look at the mums there, they're underslung on mum's belly. They'll also be on mum's back as well. So I'm just going to creep round nice and slowly, because I've got more down here. Actually, I've got more down here on the right hand side, guys. There we are. The maid actually goes to right. It is a very, very diluted form of alcohol. So what they'll do, they will disconnect the pipe, they will ingest what they think is water. For 20% of the day, those 3 macaque monkeys are walking round section 3 sheets to the wind. Now it doesn't actually hurt our scimitar and orange just there on your left hand side, because what I'm going to do in a minute, guys, I'm actually going to stop in the middle of the road, because on our left hand side we have our Ankoli cattle. Now the Ankolis are actually the oldest known. 2 reasons for that. The first reason is they have no natural enemies here at Longleat. The second reason being they're allowed to graze all day. Now in the wild they would be so much thinner because they are worked very hard in the wild. They're also used for their meat and their milk. And one of the things the natives do is they actually bleed the Ankoli cattle. They mix the blood with the milk, and this allegedly gives them the extra vitamins they require. Now just on your right hand side, those, and I think they're going to be up to something in a minute, guys, so I'm going to continue round in the zoo in Edinburgh. Here we go. Yep. Oh no, she's lost it. We're right. So we don't actually know where the saying comes from, and they are the 3rd largest antelope in the world. There we go. There's the rowan antelope. Now we're actually going to drop down. They have got exceptional hearing, because if you look at the ears, when we get that little bit closer, you'll notice they are trumpet-like, and they do rotate to 180 degrees. They are the second largest mammal in the world, those three young ladies. So they have him out in the afternoon on his own. Now, Mr. Range Rover, if you look where you're going and move over slightly, might wake up in a minute, but never mind. Name for a group of rhinos. Always think outside the box, and of course, it's a crash. It's a crash of rhinos. That's better, guys. I can see what I'm doing now. Couldn't see it before. So, as I said, we are about to enter into big cat country. Now, I always say to my guests, when we come into big cats, look for the keeper's trucks. Because wherever the keeper's trucks, the big cats are not very far away. Now, the first of the big cats we're going to meet this morning will be our two. Now there's Shari just a minute ago. You can see Shari a lot closer. Again, she might, she's either having a wash, she's got a bit of meat in her mouth. Oh, somebody wants to get out. That's great. I'll let you out in a second, guys, don't worry. Now, with a tiger, if you were to get out now, you'd have no chance. Right. Never ever put your back to a tiger. Always face it front on. Yeah, I need to get past. Yeah, lovely. You sat there long enough, my love. So there we go. So Larry and Shari. So let's see if we can go and find newbies. There are two resident females. Now he's going to go for a walk, and you know what Dave's going to do, don't you? He's going to block that white car off because I like to. Oh, somebody still wants to get out. There we go, guys. We're going to track Red. I knew where he was going. There he is. Look. As I say, guys, fill your boots. There is young Anya on the other side of the fence as well, which is nice. They're both out this morning. Now, don't be surprised, guys, if he takes a lunch. He thinks we're a meal. There we are. Let's just trickle down with it, guys. Like I said, we've got great expectations for the two new ones. Like I said, they are magnificent creatures. There we go. So there's the new tiger house over there on the left hand side. The left hand side is actually ready for Anya when she becomes. Because the pride is so large, they do actually fight. They do have to be separated. Now we've got two females, two castrated males. I will explain more about the castration as we're going round. But what I'd like you to look at, if you can see them, is the lion's whiskers. Because the lion's whiskers are their fingerprint. Because no two patinations of lion's whiskers are the same, which gives them their unique fingerprint. So, right, now I'm gonna cut that gentleman's nose off. He upset me, so let's cut it off. There, guys, just your IKEA advert, you guys, where it says there's a lion hanging over a chair and says, I can sleep up to 18 hours a day. Well, that is not actually factual. A lion can sleep up to 20 hours a day, but the time that lion has reached the age of 13, that lion would have slept for 11 of those 13 years. So, let's have a look, guys. Now then, those three to your left in the paddock, Toby, Ghost and Bob there on your left hand side, that's one of our females there. I can't actually pick her out at the moment. So, the reason I'm turning nasty again, so let's trickle. There you go. Everybody likes to overtake the bus. Look, rough riding. I suggest you actually look back to the box, because she's gone into the box, folks. Make it a little bit slower. I'm going to cut the car. Very difficult to try and get you in a position